I don't want to see anymore. I want to just shut my eyes. I better not say that, right? You wouldn't believe the shit I see. Absolutely what would be considered mundane to most people. So I spotted a young couple. Just kind of glanced at. Here's the thing about it. All I had to do was glance at them. And I see so much playing out. And the big one is, first of all, you know, and when I say younger couple, I mean like they look like to be maybe 17, 18, 19, around that age, pretty young couple. And, you know, the guys, as usual, I talk about this so much, but the guy's following her along, he's kind of being drug along to where she wants to go in the store. And then this all happens at a glance, okay? Where they're kind of fucking about, and she has a plan B in her hand, and the plan B, for those of you who don't know, is the a lot of people call it abortion pill. It's not an abortion pill, but street name is probably like morning after pill. Plan B is kind of a catch-all name, even though Plan B is technically a brand name. But it's shit like that. And I just saw this at a glance, not even 5 seconds, maybe like 2 or 3 seconds of this little bitty snippet of a person's or a couple's interaction and what their relationship is like, right? And I was kind of standing off to the side, and I just started laughing, and it's like, Jesus Christ, like, Jesus help me, I don't want to see anymore, like, I just want to shut my eyes sometimes, because, I don't know, it's entertaining, at least, and it's kind of like where I'm not being affected, right? It doesn't affect me, who gives a shit? And that's true, like, who gives a shit? I don't really give a shit, but it's very, very, I guess saddening is the right word, to see it all the time, like, and I mean all the time, guys. Like I said before, it's like I very rarely see a man leading his woman, whether it be a girlfriend or a wife. And you know what's funny though? What got me thinking? I do see it every now and then, primarily in the younger people, like those kind of young Zoomers. When I say young Zoomers, I mean like 18, 19, 20, 21. Those young Zoomers, the Zoomies. Ooh, excuse me. I see it in them, like, where they're actually leading. Like, you can tell that the girl they're with is looking up to them. And I've only really ever seen it with the really, really young people. And that's why, I don't know, that's why I keep saying it's like there is some hope in the younger generation, because I think they're seeing through the madness. For instance, you know how young people get shit, right? It's kind of like this, the cheesy thing to do is to blame the younger generation for the world's problems. And the young people would get shit, right? Think of, here's a good example, like Beavis and Butthead, right? And that's, to me, that's the adults who made that show, Mike Judge and whoever else did it. They were making fun of Gen Xers and how stupid they are, right? Watching the show again with new eyes, I realized, oh my God, this is Gen X. Like, with the Metallica and the AC/DC and the rock and roll and, you know, the 80s. Like, Beavis and Butthead encapsulates the 80s. Have you ever watched Beavis and Butthead again? Back in the 90s, it's like a, what's it called? Like a snapshot of 80s teenagers, which would be the Gen Xers. Therefore, they're making fun of Gen Xers. It's the adults making fun of the Gen Xers. This is the way they saw Gen X. Beavis and Butthead, okay? They weren't making fun of millennials. Millennials were too young. I'm considered a millennial on the older side. So I think the oldest millennials right now are maybe 44, 45. I'm 40. That makes me in the top bracket. So they weren't making fun of me, okay? Because I was what you'd consider a kid. I was like maybe 11, 12 when that show came out. So it wasn't making fun of my generation. It was making fun of the Gen Xers. All right? Maybe the younger Gen Xers, that's besides the point. It's starting to rain. But anyway, but that Beavis and Butthead, let's say, how do I put it? That kind of trope that stereotype of the stupid teenagers went like, it became like a fractal in a way, where anybody thinks of teenagers, no matter what age they are, they think of kind of like Beavis and Butt, even though they don't actively think it, right? But here's the thing about it. I've been in customer service for a very long time. And I want to say the past 5 years, maybe past, I'll just say 4 or 5 years. Let's just say it again. Let's just say the past 4 or 5 years, I've observed that it's these younger kids that are coming up, that are now in their 20s. Like, they're the most polite. They're just like nice. They're just really nice. And I don't really see too much disharmony with that generation. To me, it's like the rudest motherfuckers I run into are the boomers and some Gen Xers in there, and sprinkle in some millennials. Millennials are pretty cool for the most part. My generation. They're really, really weak. Oh God, it's raining. Okay, hopefully the rain noises don't drown this out. I'm gonna try to speak up. Let's get the mic closer to my face. Oh fuck. So the millennials they're nice, but they're weak. Like, my generation is nice, but they're weak. Like, really weak. In terms of just going along with the bullshit. And it's the boomers that are just the rudest motherfuckers in the world. Like, I never met such a group of a-holes than the baby boomers. That's why I talk about them a lot, because they're just awful. Like, every now and then I'll meet a pleasant one, but that's few far between, okay? And I don't know, there's just this fractal out there where it's like it's the young people that are stupid and rude. And I don't see that at all. And I'm telling you, like, I see more people than the average person. I see more people than any of y'all probably do in your lifetime in one day, okay? So I can say these things really without hesitation. And like I said, I want y'all to observe with your own senses, with your ears and your eyes. You got the They Live glasses on. If you've been listening to me for a while, you got the They Live glasses on permanently, and you just see this shit now too. And it's just like, it's just nutso to witness. And like I said, it's like the younger people. When I say young, I mean like young adults that are just really, really nice. And they're the ones that I'm witnessing trying to lead the males, the boys, trying to lead their women. And that's a good thing. Like, that gives me a lot of hope. That's why I keep saying it's the alpha generation that's really going to flip the script, and the zoomies are going to flip the script too. It's not just the alphas. And my daughter sees through it. Like, she understands that there's like a culture war going on between like what tradition is, and there's females out there right now that are being shamed by the feminists. Like, these crazy feminists are shaming females out of being traditional housewives when they want to be traditional housewives. And I explained to my daughter, look, I'm not trying to like tell you what you need to be, but I'm telling you, being in a female body, because I make a distinction between a spirit and a body, being a female with the body you're given by God, like, it's already in you to want a family, to want to be a mother, to want to be a wife. And I keep telling her, look, and if you don't do those things, it doesn't mean I'm not going to love you or I'm going to shun you or whatever. It just means that when it's time to be an adult, you're out of high school, and it's unfortunate that she has to go through this twisted public school system. But once she gets out of school, it's going to be up to her what she wants to do with her life. And that's the agency that she has now, just from being born in modern times. And she actually doesn't like that. Like, she told me, like I don't want to go work. I don't want to be in college. Like, being a housewife sounds amazing. That's basically what she told me. And I was like, yeah, it's because it's in you already to kind of want this. Like, no woman wants to work. No woman wants to have a career. It's just the stupid bullshit that the feminists have been told and been fed, and all led by the boomers. And it started in the 1930s, right? But that's besides the point. Anyway, guys, I think that's all I have to say. If I got more, I'll add it later. Have a good night. Well, have a good day. Bye-bye.